Hey, I'm Callie Lewis. You're watching Geek Brief TV. This is Brief 596. The BBC is reporting that the current crop of teenagers prefer CDs over digital downloads. 66%, in fact. The leading question, a media agency did the research. Among all music fans, 73% prefer CDs to downloads. The survey also said that file sharing has dropped dramatically too. Now I feel old simply because I can't imagine buying a CD when I can get songs a la carte from iTunes and Amazon.com. I think I have an Apple where my heart should be, so I have some fear about my favorite technology company. When Steve Jobs was away from Apple the first time, I was too young to be paying attention, but boy have I ever read the books about it. Apple drifted away from the clarity and simplicity that Steve demands. In the past few months, while Steve was away taking care of himself, it seems like Apple made choices that drifted beyond the perfectionism of Steve. The iPhone 3GS is a hit, but 3GS? When Steve came back, the separation between the G and the S went away and returned a little missing elegance. But I don't like thinking that Apple can't keep it simple and innovative without the fear of Steve's vengeance. Yesterday, we learned that Apple dropped from 4th place to 5th place in U.S. computer sales according to early estimates by IDC. The estimate is that they shipped 12.4% fewer computers than in 2008. The computer business as a whole dropped 3%. There's a very good chance that the drop only has to do with the economic slowdown, and that's where I am hanging my hope. I just know I want to see Apple whip out something that will wow us again. I think they will, and I can't wait. Has there ever been a gadget you just kind of love even though it looks less than sleek? That's kind of what I think about the EVGA Interview Dual Display. It has two 17-inch displays mounted on each side of a single stand. The displays can be rotated to face either direction so that two people can work across from each other. This isn't a mass market kind of product, but it probably fits a need somebody has. Each display has its own VGA or DVI connection, so it can be run by a single computer with two ports or two different computers. Resolution is only 1440 by 900, and that makes me kind of nostalgic, but not in a good way. The price is $650. I have to say I'm not much of a space geek, but what's happening over at WeChooseTheMoon.org is kind of intriguing. In celebration of the 40th anniversary, they're recreating the Apollo 11 mission in real time. The recreation will include animation, photos, video, and best of all, the recording of the radio transmissions between NASA and the Apollo 11 capsule. It'll last for 4 days, and since I wasn't around when it happened, I'm thinking I'll be watching, and maybe by the time they touch down, I will be a space geek. In a press release so fresh there isn't even an English version yet, Canon announced two tiny new HD cameras. One is the iVis HF21 and the other is the iVis HF-S11. Both are expected to be released in August, and here's where the fun with Google Translator begins. The one model for video recording with 64GB internal flash memory to increase the capacity of SDHC card slot 1, which features a double memory, built-in flash memory, up to about 24 hours and 30 minutes to provide a visual record. Even though the translation was a little less than clear, I could pull out some info that makes at least one of these cameras seem wantable. There's a new blurred optical correction feature created for Italians like me. You may have noticed that cameras have a hard time keeping up with me when I move my hands. High-speed autofocus tracks faces. There's an underwater and floating mode that improves video shot by divers. I believe both of these cameras are capable of shooting full HD using AVCHD compression at 24 megabits per second, but it may only be one of the two. I'm sure we'll be hearing more about these two babies soon. This brief is brought to you by angieslist.com/geek. Over 750,000 people use Angie's List when they're looking for contractors, service companies, and doctors they trust. I'm one of those people, and my promo code GEEK will save you 25% if you want to be one too. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Callie Lewis. Bye!